that conceived this idea. So, I mean, people should stop doing that now. We can't be blaming the government and we're also misleading them. If you want to make suggestions, table. It's just that our politicians are not thinking about the solutions. They are thinking about 2027. That's the truth. That's why you see people jumping from Labour Party to APC, from this place to that place. They are too engrossed in their capacity to corner power and use the power to corner money that they are not even thinking about the solutions. They're not thinking about the generations. They're thinking about business as usual, how to share the money, share the power, and all of that. That's our next one. Who does that? So they're not really thinking about us. They're not thinking about the solutions. They're just thinking, if you push a man to the wall, so have the one that didn't see it coming. One day, their country totally disintegrated and became a desolate land. Overnight, it will happen so fast that even me, I didn't believe it. Can't we learn from other people's experience? Do we have to wait for one that to happen to us? At least Rwanda survived. They managed it so well that now Nigerians are immigrating to Rwanda. But do we have to wait to get there before we wake up? It's sad.
All right, Mr. Larry, this issue of moving to FCT now, right? We're torchlighting Ewike and the fact that he said protesters that want to use the Eagle Square have not reached out to him directly, number one. And even if they do, he has to know who they are. He has to know their faces, how much they'll be paying for some of the facilities in the place in terms of security and all of that. I mean, he reeled out a couple of things that Nigerians need to do before they can use Eagle Square. First of all, I'm not aware of payment to be able to embark on a protest. I'm not aware of any rule that says that.
Well, that tells you that Wike is totally out of touch with reality when it comes to protests. The police told us to submit names, maybe passports, addresses, phone numbers. These are amusing demands. Now Wike is adding money for Eagle Square, maybe security deposit, cleaning bills after the have you listened? This is not a laughing matter, but these guys are comedians. They have reduced the whole thing to a joke. Well, when they see the protest, they let them go and give. And in Nigeria now, at least in the southeast, will ask for mobilization. Painful part is that they expand the police force. We should also demand that the police should change this total charade. It's disappointing men and the officers. We should insist where people looking. All these kidnapping and all of reason, other reasons to be angry, not just.
So we can at least keep abreast of what's happening, at least now up until August 1st for third folds, just for this issue of. Also, the sports bishop is in the building, and we're discussing right about now in the country. I mean, if football don't want to make us smile, at least may basketball make us smile now.
Absolutely. You just hit it bullseye. And just first ever victory in the Paris Olympics. There have been losses in tennis, losses in Nigeria. It is what it is, guys. Like you said, Nigeria won that game yesterday. A spirited victory by Nigeria in that encounter against the world number 3. Yes, world number 3. That victory was 75-62 against a team who is ranked 3rd in the power ranking. A certain lady, Ezine Ekalo, with 19 points, 5 rebounds for Nigeria, giving Nigeria a victory, like you said, the first victory in over 20 years. And the sport minister have come to point conios on the girls, saying that the girls have shined the light for Nigeria at the Olympics. We will play France next. The next game will be on Thursday. The host nation will be hoping to continue their winning streak and as well get out of their group that has France, Canada, and of course, not forgetting Australia. We heard the coach, Reni Wakama, has come out to say the players gave it their best. They worked hard in Nigerian tenacity. We hear that, of course, a certain player for Australia, Alan Smith, one of the top players for them, the forward, has said that they couldn't cope with the physicalities of the Tigers. Don't forget, the girls are coming in to this tournament as champions of the FIBA Afro basketball. Enough of the Tigers at the Olympics. We know, of course, that the MPFL have signed a deal that is Nigerian Premier Football League with Sevilla. We hear the bromance between Nigeria and Spain is getting better. First of all, it was the La Liga, now with Sevilla, who has our own Chidera Ejuke, who has signed up for them. And of course, we hear that Kelechi Iheanacho is also on the verge of signing for Sevilla in the La Liga. Who plays for Club Brugge in the Belgian Pro League. We hear that he's attracting interest from so many teams, especially in the Saudi Pro League and of course the Premier League. We hear that discussion is ongoing between the clubs and his agent, and wait and see where he decides to pitch his tent when the season begins. We'll keep you up to speed what's happening with Frank. Frank Onyedika is, or you call him Raf, I beg your pardon, Onyedika, for a player of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He's played 9 times for Nigeria in that one. Okay, it is what it is for Nigeria. Like I said, hopefully basketball will open the floodgates and we'll get to see more and more victories for Nigeria at the Olympics. Also, the NFF have come out clear to say that the job of the flood in the past 3 years must have leadership qualities, or they went on and on and on. But the news is you've got from now, I tell you, to the end. Yes, from the reports we're gathering, you've got from now to the end of August. Yes, today is August 4th. I beg your pardon. To send August 4th, end of that is early of August, to send in your application. And for the judge is expressing that Rivers United will come out to campaign. They're not coming out to play. They're coming out to compete and win a lot of laurels for Nigeria. Wait and see whether Rivers United can get back to winning ways after Finidi George, who was formerly of Aimba, won the league, went to the Super Eagles, spent 49 days, is back to the MPFL with Rivers United. And quickly, I'll run down to the foreign scene. Let's start off, of course, from Formula One, where we hear that a certain Red Bull will keep faith to Sergio Perez. He will remain at the club for the rest of the second part of the season. Talking about Formula One, Red Bull, there was a report that his poor form would kick him out of the team, but he will be staying put. One man as well will be joining Williams from Ferrari in 2025. His name is Carlos Sainz. He was dumped out after it was announced that Lewis Hamilton will be moving to the Ferrari from Mercedes at the end of the season. And now we hear he will join them in a multi-year contract. Now enough of Formula One, guys. We go to tennis, where Novak Djokovic defeated Rafael Nadal in the singles of the Olympics, winning that one 6-1, 6-4, dumping him out. And as Djokovic continues his run, he wants to win the Olympics. That's the only thing that have eluded him in his tennis career. Wait and see how that will pan forward for him. In basketball, the U.S. basketball national team, the women national team, defeated Japan. It was a repeat of the final in Tokyo 2020. But this time, it was more of a whitewash, 102-76 in that one. And a certain lady was on fire. I'm talking about Las Vegas ace Aja Wilson scoring 24 points in that encounter. For Canada, we hear they were deducted 6-point fine. Their coach was suspended for a year. They said they're not going to appeal against the suspension of the coaches. They're not going to appeal against the fine, but they'll be appealing against the point deduction. 6 points have been deducted from them at the Olympics. We hear that's what FIFA has done. They said they will appeal against it. The hearing will be at the Court of Arbitration for Sports, and that will take place on Wednesday. If that happens, it could keep Nigeria's hope of qualification from the Olympics, give it a major blow, because if that point is returned, it will be almost impossible for the Super Falcons to get out of that group. Now, quickly to the foreign of Manchester, or they will decide to renovate the new Old Trafford. But what we hear, it will cost them £2 billion to build a new stadium of 100,000 capacity, and it will cost them £1.2 billion to renovate the Old Trafford Stadium. But we hear it will take a longer time to renovate than to build. So a committee has been set up, including a certain Gary Neville. Wait and see if what they will decide. They say the decision will be made at the end of the year. Arsenal fans rejoice. Oh, I say rejoice. That man has officially signed a deal with Arsenal. He's left Bologna in the Italian Serie A. He's joined up with Arsenal. His name is no other than Riccardo Calafiori. He signed for a fee worth £42 million. He's joined up with Arsenal, including add-ons. We hear the deal is a 5-year deal, and he has already joined up with Mikel Arteta's squad in the United States ahead of their friendly game against Liverpool on Wednesday. One player leaves Arsenal and goes out. His name is Emil Smith-Rowe. He has agreed a club record fee to join Fulham at the start of the new season. We hear it's a £27 million deal with the potential of £7 million in add-ons. The add-ons will be based on cup and European successes for the Cottages. He will have signed, unfortunately, he was an Arsenal academy, but he'll be leaving for Fulham this season after dropping in the pecking order at the club. Oseni, we hear Arsenal also wants to get a certain Mikel Moreno. We hear their discussions with his agent, and they say they have not given up on a certain Victor Oseni. Like I said, it depends on what Napoli will agree to take. But here, they want Victor Osimhen, and they are willing to be part of the team. Napoli also will hoping to replace Victor Osimhen with a certain Romelu Lukaku. That's what we hear. And then before we leave, come on. Before we leave the studio, guys, I will give you this one coming from the Nigerian Beach Award. We had the organizers of the Nigerian Pitch Award has assured Nigerians